Hello, today we're sewing the Forest Lily Block for the Forest Flora quilt. This is the last block in this series. So we start this block with half square triangles, and you can see I've already sewn two piles before I remembered to turn on the camera. And this time I'm actually remembering to trim them up front. So I am trimming the units to 3.5-inch square, and there are two different colors. And once again, I'm not going to make you watch me trim all of them, so hang on. And now you can see I have two piles of trimmed half square triangles. Next we're going to go on to step 2 using the SF method, stitch and flip. And we're going to pair up squares with rectangles and trim the edges after we've sewn them. And we're going to create 3 different units, A, B, and C. All 3 are done the same way. They're just 3 different colors. And here I'm trimming 1/4 inch from the sewn seam, and I do save these little triangles to make things later. And here I'm applying the second square. Now you can mark this with a pen or pencil or disappearing magic marker, or whatever your preference is. I just have the line drawn on my table and my sewing machine so that I can just line the point up and stitch. Once again, trim the triangles, press, and voila, the first one is done. And the second one is done. And the third one is done. Da-da-da-da, that's fast and easy, isn't it? So now we're going to sew 2 of the half square triangles together, and then we are going to press them and then stitch them to unit A. So here I'm sewing unit B to the left side of the main block, the unit we sewed in step 3. So here you can see I've already sewn a 3.5-inch J square to the left side of unit C. I will admit I did these out of step. I looked at the pictures instead of reading the directions. How many of you do that? So here I'm sewing the top of step 4 to the bottom unit. And I am pinning just because I want things to actually line up. So the next step, we need to trim the points off of the the triangles. If you don't trim the points, it's going to get really wonky because, believe me, I did it that way the first time. So we are trimming the points. We're trimming it to 9.5 inches, clipping the tips off. And then you need to place the two together properly. Now I've laid a 1/4 inch ruler on top so that you can see where the cream and the green meet at the top and the bottom. There is a 1/4 inch to that joining point. And here's a close-up. This is how you want to line them up. Then when you stitch and press, they will actually turn out. They will actually turn out. Woohoo! Okay, and here I am sewing let's see, what step am I sewing? I'm sewing step 6 to step 5. We're almost done with this block. Woohoo, woohoo. Boy, I'm into the woohoos this time, aren't I? So did you know that I'm actually testing the pattern as I'm sewing this for you? And here is a perfect example of why we test patterns. Because the pattern said 2.5 inch square, so that's what I cut, and it actually needs a 3.5 inch square. So hooray for pattern testing. I'm going to switch that out. Hold on. Much better. However, you may notice that it's not the same fabric that's shown in the pattern. That's because I don't actually have my fabrics yet, but I do have approval sample fabrics, which is why some of the fabrics in here are correct and some of them are substituted. And this is an example of I'm using a different blue. So just in case that's making your mind go crazy. And the big ta-da! This block is finished. And I really hope you're enjoying making this quilt. Even though this is my pattern test, I have enjoyed making it, and I think it could be one of my faves. I hope it's one of your faves too. Thanks so much.